to the recitation which is going to give me the most joy. I have known Ather Farouqui Sahab for the last 7 years. We have done 2 plays together. Babar Ki Aulad, The Sons of Babar, which again was written originally in English by Salman Khurshid. Ather Farouqui Sahab translated into Urdu, and then another very dear friend, Dr. M. Saeed Alam Sahab, ne adapted Ather Sahab's Urdu translation to make it into a wonderful play called Babar Ki Aulad in Urdu Hindustani and Sons of Babar in English. And I've been very fortunate to play Zafar in that play. And I think we've done about 50 shows. And it talks about Zafar in Rangoon. Kitna hai badnasib Zafar dafan ke liye, do gaz zameen bhi na mili koi yaar mein. That's the Zafar who's in that play. And I've worked with Ather Farouqui on another play which I just mentioned, that is Marks My Word. And when he came to me with his English poetry, I said, oh my goodness gracious me. Because many people have come to me with poetry in English or Urdu, and poetry is something which is extremely difficult to comment about. It's like someone's religion or someone's manhood. Poetry is very close to the heart. So to criticize someone's poetry is extremely difficult. इसलिए जब मेरे पास किसी की शायरी आती है उर्दू में या हिंदी या अंग्रेजी में, I'm very worried. Well, I'm very happy to say that when Ather Sahab's poetry came to me in English, I was both relieved at its excellence and also very joyful that here is another voice in English poetry in India. Of course, he still has a long ways to go, but he's certainly begun the journey in a very delightful way. So I'm going to read a few of his selected poems in English English poetry by Ather Farouqui. The first poem it's got a perfect title. It's called Words, Shabd Alfaz. I want to tell you a little background here, not about this, the word. There's a very famous play called Waiting for Godot, written by Samuel Beckett. I have performed the play with Nasiruddin Shah and Benjamin Glani at least 50 times. In the middle of that play, one of the characters, I think Vladimir, who used to be a poet, he's exasperated and he says, words, words, words. I then did the play in Marathi. And that same line in Marathi, instead of words, 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 was shabda, shabda, shabda. It was even more powerful. So what Ather Farouqui Sahab is talking about in this poem is exactly that. Words, 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 shabda, shabda, shabda. Words by Ather Farouqui. Words leave me fuming at their profundity, their subtle nuances, their fierce flow like some tidal surge enrages. Melody of life is now free to flap its wings and traverse through the blue. Thought and sound are married, glowing into each other. Are there no feeble words left? Are they on the list of the dying, the endangered? Should I not look farther? Words that don't shake me, don't leave me limp. Words, 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 shabda, shabda, shabda. There are 2 parts of the day that every single great poet and every single great language has always tried to describe. That is dusk and dawn. This next poem is titled Whether Dusk or Dawn. Mesmerizing, primordial, descended the day of creation with the beams of a sun gliding down the high heaven. Earth turned into a vibrant haze of motley hues. Surely God then unveiled his primal light. Drunk with the pride of self-awareness, People gathered and swore allegiance to a monster from whose ugly head shot forth a black and total death. Beams of the sun gliding down the high heaven, its dazed eye failed to differentiate dusk from the dawn. This is another topic, एक और विषय है, एक और मौजू है that is part of every single great poem ever written. It is called loneliness. Loneliness. Splinters of shattered dreams and past humiliations, diary entries lacking intellectual nourishment, shadows of decaying bodies engraved upon the heart. The night recedes, resurges. Life's revolutions, pale illusions piled into an unvarying bundle. This is probably my favorite, snapshots. Giant people lost in a throng of pygmies, lips parched, dim-lit cups and bottles fly in the air. देखिए, लोग कहते हैं कि पैदाइश और मौत में कोई खास फर्क नहीं है. This poem is called Fetus Fashion. He lay. In other words, he lay like a fetus in a woman's or in a mother's womb. Fetus fashion, he lay upon a busy street, a threat to himself and to many others. His teeth were even, white and small, but he lay crooked, bent like a bow. A bundle of follies and foibles. Was he bereft of tender emotions too? I don't know. But now he laughed, now he sobbed. Tears rolled down his cheeks, but he never blew his nose. Conflict. Another eternal subject of all great poetry, conflict. Evil holds good by the throat, drags it by the scruff of its neck. Poor good, it wilts, it looks like a hangdog. Evil roars with laughter. One day, tormented by loneliness, evil lurches forth, searches for the rival. The search renders its face gaunt and grey, and like something that the cat brought in. Children shoo it away, but still, there's no good anyway. Dekhiye, even evil can become lonely. One day, tormented by loneliness, evil lurches forth, searches for the rival. Bahut khoob. Nightmare. Tormented by rats nibbling at my extremities, I scamper off into a safe house built by a lemming. My face breaks into a smile in a daze of delight. I bend forward to hug it tightly, but I am stopped by yet another ratty-tatty face tugging fiercely at my string. Old lemmings enter their house with trolleys laden with mushroom pie. Would you like to taste the pie? Asks one of them. My mouth waters. I reach for it, but my hands are frozen. I stand upright with my tongue lolling out. I stand upright with my tongue lolling out. And the last poem, Shall I terminate the journey? It's a question all of us ask ourselves time and time again. Shall I terminate the journey? Shall I terminate my journey? At this bend, where the miasma of pollution hangs in the air, where someone slapped me, swore at me, where the police were drugged out of their mind, where people with a haughty air threatened to break my legs, where rumors were floated killing people who weren't meant to die, I shall walk to where everything is cloaked in a shroud of dust. I shall walk to where everything is cloaked in a shroud of dust. Ather Sahib, thank you very, very much, not only for these beautiful poems, but for an opportunity to recite them and also to remember Dom Mores and to appreciate once again Ranjit Hoskote. मैं सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहूँगा कि आपकी शायरी जो है बेशक अंग्रेजी में हो, but your shairi is beyond any one particular language. Congratulations, it's the beginning of a journey, and it's a very tough journey. To be a poet is a very tough journey. And you've begun, and may whichever God you love give you the patience and passion to carry on and on and on. Thank you very, very much.